What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Hope everybody having a wonderful day, man. I told y'all I'm gonna be making videos today. So today's video topic: Joe Rogan. Why can't we remember dreams? I always had this question. I'm not gonna lie. I've been wondering and I've been trying to figure out. Like, I'm very I like sleep, and I'm a very deep deep thinker, and at the same time, I'm a very deep dreamer too. I don't know if anyone else experienced dreams in a way where it just feels real, man. Like it feels like it's a different dimension. It feels like you are really there sometimes. Like sometimes you can't really process. Like I don't know. It just when I dreamed last night, it just feels like your life. It just feels like that's what it is until you wake up, and then it's like, damn, like you're just back here, like you're back to another place. It seems like to me that's how it feels. You feel like you're in a different. You're back into a different place. It's like your soul literally just left your body and went somewhere else, or it's like you're connected to something else. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm very interested in what they gotta say because I have not researched into this, and I might make another dream video because I really want to know more about dreams, because dreams is very important. Like dreams have signs. So we're gonna get into the video, and then I'll give my opinion mostly at the end, but we're going to just get into it. Oh, let me make sure I start over. All right.
Erotic, but with dreams, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm always trying to figure out what is it about a dream where sometimes I can remember the dream, and sometimes it's so vivid when I wake up. I'm like, holy shit, that was crazy! What a dream! And then I forget it 20 minutes later.
Right.
What is that?
So firstly, I mean, one theory of dreaming is that it's just simply a reconstruction when you wake up. So you have these fragments of activity, and what your cortex does when it wakes up is what your cortex is designed to do when you're awake normally, which is try to package everything and make a good story, make logical fit out of the world. That's one theory. I don't believe that, though. Your point is a really interesting one. Do I remember my dreams? That doesn't necessarily mean I forget my dreams. And what I mean by that is accessibility versus availability. So have you ever had that experience where you've woken up, you thought, I was definitely dreaming, I can't quite grab it, and it's gone. And then 2 days later, you're in the shower, you're sort of washing yourself, you see a bottle of shampoo, you see the label, and it just triggers the unlocking of that dream memory, and it sort of comes flooding back. Or someone says something to you, and you think, oh, that was the dream.
Yeah.
What that tells me as a brain scientist is that the memory is there, it's preserved, it's available. But what happens most of the time when we wake up is that we lose the IP address to the memory.
Wow.
So it's present, but it's not consciously accessible.
Wow.
Available, not accessible. If that's true, what it means is that this type of information we know can have non-conscious impacts on our behavior all the time. There's great brain science about this, non-conscious memory processing. It's possible that we store every one of our dreams. We just don't consciously have accessibility to it, but nevertheless, it's changing how we behave, how we feel each and every day. No evidence for it. It's a theory I'm still wanting to test, but that's possible too. And it's only that anecdote where I can think, I just don't remember the dream. I've forgotten it. I don't think that may be true. It may still be there. I just need to find the keys to sort of access that memory.
What's stunning to me is how
it's kind of crazy because there's movies where when they're in the brain and they're trying to find a memory or something like that, the memory's still there, but what the brain does is sometimes what the brain really do, it sorts out things where what is important and what's not important. So it filters out constantly. Like the brain is filtering out constantly on information and what you know, what you don't know, what you should know, what you should remember. The brain really be it's ridiculous how that right there, because you gotta realize the brain is what keeps, it's the consciousness. That's what's tied to consciousness, in anything. That's that's how a person is alive mostly. It's not because of just the heart, but it's because of the brain. Because if you can replace the heart actually. Because the people take out hearts all the time, but like transfer hearts and stuff. But the one thing that you can't replace, that's very, very like particular that they can't really do, is the brain. They can't replace the brain. You only get one brain, and if you damage that brain, I'm telling you, it's hard to replace. No, we don't even have the technology to replace a brain, bro. To remove a brain, we don't have the technology to do anything. If anything like messes with your brain, you can be messed up, bro. You can really be messed up. You can be in a coma. You can I'm telling you, it's that deep. That's why, in a way, I believe in like chakras in a way, because on the top of your head is what connects to God, and then you got the third eye, and then they actually have that right there where it's like you can see things differently and feel things different. Like your higher body is actually like higher energy, like your higher self. Like this all this stuff is connected to something different. Your heart chakra is connected to love. Your throat chakra is connected to communication. Think about it, like these things that's going up in our body is what is so effective in the world. Like all these things in our body is so effective. Is very effective in the world. And the one thing that it's just kind of crazy is dreams, bro, because you can literally create, or in a way, like I'm really like they're all theories, but you can really create a different place in your head. You can go somewhere else in your head. Like you really can like escape the matrix in your head. Isn't that crazy? But it's weird because we can't access it. Like, why? Like, have y'all seen Lucy? When they unlock most of the brain, like I really believe in a way where we have most of our brain is locked, bro. Like I really believe we don't use like our full potential of our brain at all, bro. And it's crazy how locked it is. Cause you be having people here that's actually born with like their mindset is ridiculous. They can remember things. They can remember everything just by looking at pictures or looking at like I don't know what they call it. It's like photogenesis or something like that. I don't know. But just for looking at something, just for watching something, they can literally adapt to that. They can do that. They can draw that. They can like really react to that. They can really do the same thing as that. They have things like that. And that's from the brain, just from watching, from seeing, from observing. And that is ridiculous. Let's keep this going.
The dream evaporates, the memory of the dream, in relation to an actual experience. Like if we went outside and we saw some lady walk up to some guy and kick him in the balls, we'd be like, whoa! We would remember that. And that you'd be able to tell your friends, like, yeah, some lady just randomly walked up to some guy and kicked him in the balls. Like, we would remember that. And you would remember it 10 minutes later. You'd remember it an hour. You'd remember it next day. You'd be telling your friends, yeah, she just walked right up to him. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because it was.
I really
right?
believe it's
But a dream can be 10 minutes ago. And you wake up and, dude, it was King Kong, and he was swinging from my ceiling, and somehow or another he fit in the room, but the room got bigger, and you have these crazy dreams, and then 20 minutes later you forget all of it. Like, what is happening there?
So one current explanation is that the chemistry of the brain when you go into dream sleep is radically different.
Yeah.
So one of the chemicals called noradrenaline in the brain, which downstairs in the body, its sister chemical is called adrenaline. Noradrenaline actually plummets to the lowest levels. It's a stress chemical in the brain. It's one of them that gets shut off during dream sleep, which is
even if
remarkable.
You're panicking. Like, what if you fall off a building?
Well, what's interesting is that chemical is low whilst you're having that dream, but when you wake up from those, and some people often wake up, that's when you have the spike of noradrenaline. So it's still low when you're in dream sleep.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
There's another chemical that goes in the opposite direction. It's called acetylcholine. It's the chemical that is actually altered in Alzheimer's disease. And these two chemicals will...
That makes sense why you don't have worries in dreams. Like, that's why you don't stress in dreams. Like, you just living your dreams. Like, because when I'm dreaming, bro, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not worrying or thinking about life in a dream. I'm just doing it. Like, I'm just during the dream. And at the same time, sometimes I am aware because, you know, depending on how your energy is or depending on how much sleep you get and stuff like that. But it's kind of crazy, like, yo, I didn't even know that. Like, that's why I'm really watching this, because that's very educational. I did not know that our stress level shuts off in sleep. That's why people love sleep so much. That's why people would rather sleep, because our stress level is literally turned off until we wake up, and then we're back on stress. Like, dang, bro, that's crazy. Let's keep this going.
Range, essentially the input-output direction of information flow into the memory centers of the brain.
That makes sense, because people take that as a nootropic.
They do.
Yeah, that's actually an alpha brain. When you take that, it's been clinically proven to enhance memory, especially verbal memory and recollection of words and things like that.
That's right.
So that's happening while you're sleeping.
Well, so you're in REM sleep, yeah. But what may be happening, our current models, if you sort of build these neural models to sort of mimic dreaming, it may be that during dreaming, it's principally about the outflow of information to generate dreams. And in fact, the chemical profile is oppositional to input, which is about saving. So it's about sort of pumping out information rather than committing information. And so when you come out of a dream sleep, you still get this sort of lingering after sort of taste of chemistry, as it were, in the brain. That means that the dreaming brain is more programmed to be outputting a narrative and an experience rather than actually committing it to memory, which is the opposite direction, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. How aware are you of dimethyltryptamine?
I'm somewhat aware of it scientifically, not personally.
Experientially?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things about psychedelic experiences with dimethyltryptamine, first of all, it's endogenous. Your brain produces it, your lungs, your liver produce it. But when you have a DMT experience, after it's over, the memory fades very rapidly. And it seems just like a dream in that regard, where while you're having it, what's bizarre is that you're having it while you're awake.
Yeah.
And then after you have it, within 10, 20 minutes, it is just like a dream that you can't remember. It's very, I remember.
That's why I really believe in the spiritual realm. That's why I really believe in the spiritual realm. Because in the spiritual realm, like, time is fast. Time, like a day on earth is 1,000 years in the spiritual realm. And when we sleep, we're between life and death, bro. So I can tell y'all for my mindset, because I mean, God can speak to us in dreams. Like, he showed visions in dreams. Like, he communicated through dreams. And maybe it's because the output, you can literally you can put the output in, and it's something that a human being can really see visually, because God is very powerful. Like, God is very, very powerful. Like, he might have no choice but to sometimes talk to us through visions and dreams, because think about it, it's fast paced, it's outputting, it's out there. And then when you wake up, we're in the physical realm, not the spiritual realm no more. We're more in the physical realm, even though you have that, your body's transitioning back to your soul. Your soul is transitioning back into this world to the body. It's what just happened? You don't I remember some of my dreams last night, a little bit, because of the trauma, what had happened a little bit, the remarkable things. You can only remember things particularly if it really affects, if it really hits, if it's trauma based in a way. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but it's it has to be amazing, or it had to be incredible, or it had to be something that you want to remember for it to really remember. But a lot of people don't really think about it like that, or have that focus or that mindset where they want to think, okay, I'm finna focus on this dream. I'm finna write this down right now. That's why people have journals and stuff like that to write down their dreams and stuff. So I think that's just crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna end it.
Little flashes of experiences that I've had, and there's been a lot of speculation that that's one of the things that you're experiencing while you're in heavy REM sleep, and that could be responsible for the crazy visuals that you have that seem so vivid. I mean, there's been times where I've had dreams where I was 100% convinced that I was awake.
Yeah.
and then something
Yeah.
happened. Like I do this thing sometimes where and if I do it consciously a lot, I think I saw in one of those wacky movies like What the Bleep Do We Know? I think I saw it in that, where you walk up to a door. As you're walking through the door, you knock on the side of the door and go, "Am I awake?" Nope, not awake. Or am I asleep, rather?
Yeah.
No, I'm not asleep. Because I'm knocking on the door. Well, I did that, and my hand was just like going right through the wall. And I went, "Oh, I'm fucking sleeping." And then I woke up, and I was like, "Whoa!" But the feeling that I had while I was in that dream, it was so vivid. I mean, everything seemed so real. Like, what could possibly be causing me to construct this artificial reality in my mind that, at the moment at least, was indistinguishable from the reality that I experience right now? And I'm assuming, because I just knocked on this table, that I'm awake.
Yeah, I really hope I'm
Yeah.
not just a fictive character in your dreamscape.
Well, maybe we're sharing a dream.
Yeah, very Inception-like.
Is that possible?
Not based on the science so far. But I think, what you're speaking about there really is almost why would Mother Nature create this thing called the dream experience?
Yeah.
What would be the function of essentially every night going into what sums up to be about 2 total hours of virtual reality experience and testing? One possibility, which is deeply unsatisfying, is that it's just a byproduct. It's just epiphenomenal. That when your brain goes into this thing called REM sleep and all of the different patterns of brain activity that we described, an offshoot is this thing that we call dreaming. In the same way that a light bulb, the reason that we construct the apparatus that's a light bulb is to produce light, but when you produce light in that way, you also produce heat. It was never the function of the light bulb, it's just what happens when you produce light in that way. Maybe dreaming is just sort of the heat of REM sleep, and REM sleep serves lots of other functions, but
Wow.
that doesn't feel to me right, though.
Why?
Yeah, there's so many layers to dreams. Like, one thing in scientists is like, it's because it's dealing with the brain. That's why it's complicated. It's very, very complicated. It's not something. It's not gonna be easy understanding, and I don't even understand it. And the thing is, it's like, man, I want to learn about it though, most definitely. Because my perspective, yeah, I believe it's the spiritual realm. That's how I see it. I definitely believe in different dimensions. I definitely believe like we're multi-dimensional beings. Like we can travel in different places and do different things. Like I believe we can, like our soul can do a lot. But because it's in the spiritual realm, we're not gonna really understand, or like that's why he's like, oh, it's and scientifically, yeah, this and that. But at the same time, he understands like, yo, like there's more to it. There's way more to it. There's deeper meaning to it. There's a whole different mindset to it. So I think that's kind of crazy because I be having these dreams. I be feeling real. They be feeling real, bro. I don't know if that's just me. And then there's people that don't dream at all. There's people that can't dream. There's people that don't have that. That's why I'm like, yo, like I don't know. Like it's kind of crazy how like dreams are like really constructed so much in your head, and to make it seem like it's a reality in a way. Well, we're gonna edit the video there. We're gonna keep going. I have another video for y'all. Man, I'll be posting today. I'm not gonna cap, and I'm gonna be posting like some videos throughout the week too, if I have time. But I'm gonna try to make time as best as possible. Y'all have a nice one, man.